Hello and welcome to a new episode of You Are the Dream podcast. I'm Judith Manriquez, and today we are going to take a journey that is not especially organized, but I really want to give you an opportunity to have a real look at what it's like to be in the messy middle of creation and creating something that is feeling to me like I have no place to hang my hooks on it. And I've mentioned this before in a previous podcast, so let me explain what I mean a little bit. I have been speaking, if you've been following along, about emergence energies. And this concept, this idea that I have, it's not even a concept, it's a perception that I have of a quality of energy that's available to us on the planet, contains within it a lot of meaning. So I perceive emergence energies, and emergence energies are these high frequency energies that are, some people are calling 5D, some people are calling higher consciousness, some people are calling ascension, and I'm calling them emergence energies because the energy is very much about bringing forward and bringing into our consciousness the incredible possibilities that we have available to us. So they feel innovative, they feel new, they feel developmental, but not developmental in a, it's never been there before, but sort of developmental like going from crawling to walking. I can juxtapose them to what I would call awakening energies. So we've been through this quite lengthy period, maybe not in the scheme of things, but to me it feels like we've been going through and are going to continue to go through awakenings where people recognize themselves as quantum beings, if you will, divine creators of their own reality, and that we control with our thoughts and our energy our actual existence. And emergence energies, when you compare them to awakening energies, emergence energies kind of pick up where we have grown to with awakening and saying, as a conscious, powerful creator who works with energies, here's what's available to me now, and here's what I can create into the world when I know how to integrate this energy into my life and work with it. So that's emergence energies. And the reason I'm saying this feels messy is because I want to find an easy way to explain this. I want to make this a concise, simple explanation. And so I've been looking for, how do I put this in relationship to other things so I can make it into sound bites and I can speak it clearly to the people for whom it's here to speak to. And then I go down the path of for whom it's here to speak to. Who is this for? Which takes me to intuitive women, which takes me to highly conscious or highly aware women. I speak to women, it could be men. But then I look for what is our collective agreement about what intuitive means. And we do not have a collective agreement about being intuitive. And so then I feel like, well, I don't have a very good hook there, because intuitive can mean gut impulse, which is intuitive, and intuitive can mean psychic and all of the things that open up when you think of psychic. And so there's a large spectrum there, and so I can get close but not all the way there. And so it feels very much like there's this large, vast open space where there isn't a stream of collective agreement. And this is really interesting to share with you all, but we understand conventional thinking. So conventional wisdom, conventional thought, traditional thinking on, let's say, business. And for me, I can perceive that there is a river of that. And there has been a constant river of conventional thinking around business. And it's a pretty strong current. But I have noticed recently that river isn't as organized or as intense as it used to be. We have so many more streams moving right now that river doesn't hold as much of a pull, so it's not drawing as many things into it because there's so many other streams around it, above it, under it, across it, through it, coming off of it, that we have other possibilities to tap into beyond that one conventional wisdom stream. And because of it, it is making it, I think, more difficult for me to find a place to create relationship with ease to what I'm thinking about and what I want to share. And I'm sharing this because I was taught to organize my thoughts in a certain way, to put together stories. We hear this in business and marketing and blogging, that you put together stories and you take people through this storyline and you take them to an aha, or here's the message in the story or the moral of the story. And in this instance, I don't entirely know that I can offer you an easy moral of the story, other than to say to you in some sort of open-minded way that our landscape for creating and living right now is so unstructured that it is hard to put structure to words at this time for me. It's hard to, and I don't mean hard like painful, I mean it doesn't flow with ease to put together the thoughts in an organized way. It doesn't flow with ease to know how to, I'm going to say, position this thing within the context of our understanding. It's this nebulous place, and it's really uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable for me to be in this place, to want to share with you the pieces, because I want to have the order. And maybe the whole lesson of today's podcast is to say, this is where we are right now. This is where we are in this messiness of creation. And you know what it makes me think of? It makes me want to share with you that this is pretty amazing, actually. We have a brand new open canvas. We have a reality that's available to us right now that has so many more possibilities and potentials. And actually, we don't have more possibilities and potentials. We have all the same and more possibilities and potentials, but we have access to them without them being muscled out by the super stream of conventional thinking. So that sounds really exciting, actually, as I sit and contemplate sharing this with you all. So here's where all of this started for me. I really wanted to share with you about parallel universes, and I got this whole information from Pam Oslie's TED Talk from 2012, and she does this beautiful job of explaining the basic difference between classical physics and quantum physics. And really, the important parts I can share for you is this. In classical physics, everything is solid and we are separate from everything else. Consciousness is generated from the brain, and there's only one reality, and it is linear. This is classical Newtonian physics, and many people still believe this, and that's totally good and fine. In quantum physics, everything is made of energy, and there's no separation from anyone else. Consciousness is non-linear, which means it's not confined to a brain, a body, or space and time. We are not separate from anything else, and there is more than one reality. And for me, quantum physics is what living an intuitive life is. I do not know how to disconnect being intuitive from the way quantum physics describes my universe, describes our universe. Our intuitive senses are the senses we use to know what we know. Whether it's sense, feel, perceive, touch, smell, I mean, there's all different kinds of ways. And as an intuitive, I perceive and feel energy. And so this idea of parallel universes, which she described, saying, well, they're available to us because quantum physics says that there isn't one reality. So there's all these multiple realities, and we are existing simultaneously in all of these different places. And when you try to put your mind around it, it's kind of hard. But when you allow your energy to play with that and to realize, well, let's not try to understand it so much as recognize that if the reality I'm experiencing right now is not complete in the way I want it to be, then I can choose to tune my energies and use my imagination to step into the reality, parallel universe, that contains the vibration I'm desiring. This is just mind-blowing to me. I found this absolutely fascinating and wanted to find a way to hang hooks on this and put this into some sort of organized construction to be able to share with you all. To say, oh, look at, here's the lesson, and here's how it matters, and here's its relevance. And there isn't for me right now, except to say we have available to us this capacity to step into other realities, to step into an alternate universe. And let me help you understand why that might be interesting or important or life-altering. What if you're trying to create into form something, an innovative something, a project, a movement, product, a service, a healing modality? What if there's something you're developing that you've been working on for a while and you're feeling like things are really sticky here? It's feeling hard. It's feeling like it's not flowing into creation like I want it to be. And I know it's fully possible. I perceive it's fully possible. I can sense it's fully possible. I know it's super beneficial to all the people who are here. And it's not really coming into form the way I want to. Well, then what if you imagined aligning to the vibration of the parallel universe where it is flowing with ease? And you begin walking that path. And you actually bring that creation, innovation, invention into form now. Because you can. There's nothing stopping us. Our capacity to perceive possibilities and create the possibilities and believe that we can do it has expanded so phenomenally as we moved through our awakening and understanding ourselves and clearing our energy and opening the way to function and operate and believe and live as this powerful creator that we are. And it makes me think that perhaps I'm making a lot of assumptions about your understanding of intuition. But I perceive that anyone who is intuitive in any capacity, anybody who can sense their gut instinct, who can listen to the still quiet voice inside of them, and they think that that's all they can do, to the people who have a hard time walking into a room because the energy is, they can feel everybody's energy in the room, to the people who can channel the future or the past or deceased people, or to the people who can communicate with beings from other realities. Like, anybody who is intuitive has the capacity to access these possibilities and potentials. And I think that that's what's maybe I'm trying to get across to everybody. I have never had this sense of how much potential is available to us to create and transform our lives, but the possibilities on the planet. I know there have been brilliant minds speaking about this for years. Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, Pam Oslie, so many more. And it feels like they were our front runners. They were chipping away at that flow, that hardened, encrusted river of conventional thinking that has broken apart, which is giving us the possibilities and the opportunities to do so much more with so much greater ease. So I think that's a good place to stop and close this up and simply offer for you this rambling exploration of the energies that exist now and what's available to us as conscious, intuitive beings on the planet. I welcome your thoughts, conversations, reflections, questions. Please share. Until next time. I hope something here has been helpful for you. Take care, you all.